I'm here with TNA star Rockstar Spud. Spud, how does it feel to be back in the UK?
It's great. As I said to you, besides the weather and besides my late train today, I'm having a blast. So it's been great to be on.
We're here in the Starlight HQ right now. Tell me a bit about Starlight and what they do.
Basically, I was contacted by Starlight back in July to meet a little boy named Regan, whose dream was to meet Rockstar Spud, which I was completely taken aback with and found it really weird. And I need to ask Regan again. Like, are you sure? Because you could have met anyone in the world, But it's this is just an amazing, children's foundation. So much of pro wrestling is focused on what goes on in the ring, what goes on backstage, what turmoil, what heat people have got together, and naturally people forgets what this business is actually all about. And it's about putting smiles on people's faces, and this company does that more than anything, and so do pro wrestlers all over the world. And for one night, whenever you watch pro wrestling, these kids can just forget all their problems and just really focus on anything but what they've got going on. And anyone out there can donate to Starlight. I've just spoke to the girls now. I've just met everyone in the office, and just a wonderful organisation. I've just as it's Christmas time, I've just found out from one of them that one of the wish granters that they've just sent 12 families to Lapland. So guaranteed they're going to meet Santa. God knows what state he's in, because he's been working hard all these years. He's a grizzled veteran, is Santa. But and that's down to people donating, and that's all these these people that have donated money to this great cause, and that just grants a kid his wish. I saw a little girl that wanted her wish. It probably didn't cost anything in the world, but it was her wish, and all she wanted to do was feel like a princess. And that just went round, and she went out for the day, and they made up her bedroom, and when she come home, she just had a princess's bedroom, and that's just so little, but it made her day, and that's what it's about. And anyone at home can text into Starlight the numbers. You can text 70070, and if you just put wish 35 £3, you can donate £3. You can put whatever amounts on at the end.
You spent over 10 years on the British independent scene before being signed to TNA via their British boot camp season 1.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
I always look at it as right place, right time, right opportunity, and the right people seeing me, because I could have been absolutely anyone on the UK scene. And I was very fortunate to be chosen, along with Marty, who I consider one of the best in the world right now, and along with the Blossom twins. Those girls are absolutely, just lovely, lovely girls. And they were one of the first ones that messaged me when it was announced that I was an ambassador for Starlight. And, that always reminds me, because they're such good people, and they're so talented as well, and they've stepped away from the ring to concentrate on families, their own families. And to be on that show with them, and you've got like Hulk Hogan and Dixie Carter and Jeremy Borash, just need to thank them always for taking a gamble on me, because I'm not the stereotypical pro wrestler looking guy, 5'4", 150 pounds, wringing wet. When it rains, we're in England. But it's they took a gamble on me, and again, can't thank them enough, because now I'm just around amazing people like Kurt Angle, the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, Ken Anderson, all these amazing people that just help me constantly, and just they drive me to improve every day. And that's all I want to do. I don't need to know what I'm doing right. I want to know what I'm doing wrong, so I can better it every day, because I want to be the best I can possibly be at at this deck of cards that I've been dealt through life. So.
You say it took 10 years to get that call and to be invited onto British boot camp. Was it difficult on the independent scene here too, given your size?
It wasn't. I think the biggest hurdle I had was self-belief, and the stories you hear, like, blah blah said I wasn't big. Somebody will come and who had a tryout with a big company, and will go, they told me I wasn't big enough, and this guy's like double my size, and I'm like, well, what hope have I got? And that self-belief, and I just, that was my biggest obstacle. And then obviously when British Boot Camp came about, I was like, right, I'm heading 30, I've really got to put 2 feet, both arms, full body into this, and if I don't, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And I did it, and happily it's paid off. But it's like I say, anybody on the UK independent scene right now could have had that opportunity and succeeded, because everybody's so good here. and the promotions are so good here. And I'm hoping eventually that you'll see a British show reach reach television screens as British wrestling. It's like I say, I was at the ICW show in Glasgow just to watch as a fan. I'm very close friends with Grado, and I just wanted to be there and support my friend. I'm friends with Shah Samuels, Noam Dar as well, and I've become friends with a lot of them, and it was just so cool to see that this little thing that Mark Dallas made has just become such a now it's becoming like a big monster, and that's really cool to see, because you see how much passion all those guys put into it, and it's just hard work. You got Progress down here in London, and you've got promotions everywhere, but it's brand loyalty, and you can be a TNA fan and go to you're loyal to TNA. You can go to ICW and be loyal to ICW. You can be Progress fan and be loyal to them. It's brand loyalty for pro wrestling companies, and that's really cool to see.
You say it was different with TNA. They saw something in you that wasn't about size. Vince McMahon is often portrayed as somebody who's always looking for a big guy, and the main event stars have kind of proven that point. What do you think TNA saw in you?
I don't know, but I'm glad whatever it was they saw it. I've always concentrated more on connecting with that little thing over there, and the people, the cameras and the audience. So, and that's one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, is connection. And hopefully I connected with the audience, and I guess I connected with Hulk and Dixie when they gave me the contract, because I came backstage after wrestling Marty, and then you've got like Sting standing there in front of me and going, "Hey, that was awesome," and I'm thinking the cameras are on here, so he's just saying that, and he's like, "No, that was really good. I just want to shake your hand." And I'm like, that's Sting. Show me that. And then you see Hulk dancing to Marty's music, and all the guys backstage getting behind the Blossoms and stuff. So it's to be chosen out of those three, as one of that four, then that's a big. I hope I've done those guys proud by what I've gone on to do, because I never forget that experience, because a lot of people get the experience of their signing. It's essentially on a website, blah blah went for a tryout, blah blah was signed. But whereas I was on a show and you saw this emotional roller coaster that all four of us went on, leading to that moment. So that I've got that for the rest of my life, and I'm glad those guys were with me on it.
Does it still feel a bit surreal going backstage and seeing these people who I no doubt you grew up watching?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's a good feeling though, like especially when you step in the ring with someone like Kurt and Matt and Jeff and Ken, and you step in the ring with these guys, and I got to wrestle what everybody calls the greatest wrestler in the world. He's sadly on his retirement tour with us, when we did the tour this year, but it's I got to step in the ring with Kurt Angle for 15 minutes, and our timing was exactly the same. We were on the same page with everything, and it, just a magical feeling. And it's just I watched that man growing up, and that man brought me up with the match we had, and I couldn't be more thankful to someone like him who watches everything you can always go to for advice and stuff. He's a real leader. Is
that your kind of favourite match?
It's one of a lot of the favourite matches I've had probably won't ever be aired or I've ever seen. It's one of my favourite matches. Much like when we were on the tour last year at Wembley, two great moments there: the hair versus hair match with EC3 and winning the X Division title in London. It was just great moments. I mean, there's so many great moments that I've had. I mean, just wrestling in New York City and being on a billboard in Times Square, that's just insane to think that this 5'4", 150-pound guy from Great Bar Birmingham is like, well, there I am, what's that? But I feel more rewarding when I get in the ring and tell a story and engage the audience and connect with the audience. Like recently I wrestled Drew Galloway, who I think right now is probably the best performer in the world, and he's just knocking it out of the park wherever he goes. He's so good, and someone else who's lost his TNA's gain, having him on our roster, he really is an amazing performer.
Absolutely, no, he's doing incredible things up in ICW. Obviously, their biggest show, well, Britain's biggest show in 20 years. 5,000 people almost. Just incredible stuff.
I think people don't give enough credit to Grado as well for that. because I never ever saw a reaction like I did for that guy when he entered, because it was like it was like watching it was just when he got on the ropes and the flashballs were there. That was the guy that drew the people there. And as much as the antagonist, which was Drew, whose job is to get Grado over over the hill, the reaction that Grado gets everywhere he goes in this country is just incredible. And it's excuse me, he's a big underdog as well. Like, me and him always pat each other on our backs a little bit, put ourselves over, but like neither of us were supposed to make it, as they say, and I'm so proud of him for everything he's achieved. He really deserves it, because he's Graham to me, and he's Graham, the big wrestling fan and the big nerd that I'll send him a picture like, oh, that's the he's just I remember when we were in TNA and we were doing British Boot Camp 2, and he was losing his mind because Pat Kenny, who's one of our agents, Simon Diamond, was there because he was a big ECW fan like myself, and then he saw Ronnie, who's one of Atlas Security, and he's calling Ronnie from Security an inspiration. It's ridiculous, but if you can only imagine what Grado, he's just him, and that's what always makes me smile. He really deserves it.
What's the future for TNA?
The future for TNA, we're going to be debuting on Pop TV on the 5th of January. We're live from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and we're doing further nights up until the 9th of January, and then we're back over here in the United Kingdom. We're going to be in Manchester on the 29th, Manchester Arena. We're going to be in Wembley Arena on the 30th, which is my birthday. Bring gifts. And on the 31st of January, I'm coming home for the first time in 2 years. I'm looking forward to wrestling the old NIA. I'll always call it the NIA. I think it's the Barclaycard Arena now, but I always call it the old NIA. But I used to work over the road from that building, so that venue's so special to me, because I used to look outside the bank window when I used to work for Lloyd's at 2 Brindley Place, and I used to look over there and I just feel like, I really wish I could wrestle there one day, and it happened. And I had one of them. There's another one. One of the most fun matches I ever had was me and Bully against Aries and Anderson, and we just and Earl Hebner. It was just Hall of Famer Earl Hebner. But we just went out there and just entertained the people, and that's all we're gonna do. And I promise you that when you come to Birmingham, you ain't gonna want to miss it, especially if I'm there, because I'm gonna raise hell in that building, because it's my hometown, and it's Rockstar Spud country in Birmingham.
Perhaps more importantly, what's the future for Rockstar Spud?
What I want to be is a world heavyweight champion, and I want my future to go that direction. I know that there's huge support here in the United Kingdom, and hey, I've got the backing of all the ladies here at Starlight and all the kids as well, which is, if I can, if I can just make someone smile and just change their day, that's, yes, we get paid to do this, but what I do this for, and I get more gratification from, is just being able to make someone smile, make someone feel something when I'm in there. And if I enter, make them smile. If I get beaten up, make them feel sad. If they, make them want me to win, and or make me, if my job's to be the bad guy, make them want me to lose. It's just being able to make someone feel something, I get more pride out of with this industry. And whether that's negative or positive, at least I made you feel something, and you'll always remember that. So
I thought to finish, we would play a little bit of word association.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some words. Just the first thing that springs to mind.
Okay.
Kurt Angle.
The best wrestler in the world, and I'm really distraught that it's going to be his retirement tour on the UK tour. And if you miss it, you're an idiot, because I definitely will be at the go position every match of those, because this is a lot of words for one.
One word.
Yeah, one word. You can't describe Kurt Angle in one word. I'm sorry, just I don't think whatever you give me, I'll just keep rabbiting it on. But Kurt's the best. There it is, the best. Even though that's 2 words.
Austin Aries.
The greatest man that ever lived, was wonderful to me on his way out of the company, and just a real gentleman, and did a great favour for me. And he really elevated my game, and I always thank him for that. That was really cool what he did for me.
Sting,
the icon, and again, sorely missed here in TNA, but I'm glad to see him go on and do amazing things. He deserves it.
EC3,
scum. Terrible human being. Father, just the same. Just classic piece of garbage. Just doesn't deserve anything, but gets it because he's protected. He's terrible. He's Aunt Dixie's nephew. He's just awful human being. Anything else I could say about that? Yeah, he's just scum. subhuman scum.
Bit of Alan Partridge there.
Yeah, there you go.
Which brings me to Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter, bless her, thank you. Just always grateful, and there's a lot of things you don't see, and that Dixie Carter does for a lot of people outside the industry. I'm gonna go ahead and put her over. I know full well that Dixie's a big giver to people, and she once flew a family into Texas and to Florida because they had a sick little boy, and she flew the whole family in, and flew the whole family to Florida as well, and just so they could be around the wrestlers and the industry. And it was just she never asked for any praise for that, and a lot of it, that's something all of us do every day with this job. We don't want the praise, we don't need the praise. We do it because we're not all these big bad tough guys. We're genuine human beings, and we do want to put smiles on people's faces. And her doing that just says a million things, because there's a lot of things that go from the interweb and what the people say about Dixie, but she's a really classy lady, and stuff like that shows you what a wonderful human being she is deep down.
Grado?
Jesus. Grado. A good friend, and someone that will... I'm a massive fan of Grado, and just the human being and the performer, because there's nothing that guy does that doesn't make me laugh. You see that picture recently with he's in America right now, and there he is. Guess whose apartment I'm in, and there he is, just next to CM Punk, and I'm just like, how he gets into these situations, I don't know, but it's him, and that's what makes me smile. Because if it was anyone else, I'd be like, nah. But it's just him, and I know him, and it just makes me smile.
Finally, TNA.
For the future, we're going to be on Pop TV, and we're gonna show you a new side of TNA. I think this year, last year we had the reboot with the new logos and everything like that. But this year, now that we're on Pop TV, we're gonna let it off the hook a bit, I think. And I'm really looking forward to working with Pop TV, because they've got Dawson's Creek and that. So I mean, your show on for one, and if I meet Pacey, this is a dream come true. But and Katie Holmes, where are you, love? But yeah, really looking forward to working with Pop TV, and who's to say that there won't be a Pop TV suit coming? Just letting you guys know at Pop, it's on the way. See you on January the 5th live. Just make sure you like the suit. If you don't like the suit, I'm gonna be really distraught. Okay, because a lot of time my mum sewed this one, so yeah.
Spud, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I've been Adam Pacitti for WhatCulture.com. Remember to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe for more great professional wrestling content.